Owning multiple motorcycles has been a childhood dream of mine. Just imagining having a load of motorcycles in a single garage has been my idea of heaven since about 10 years old. But between the wife and I, we are now multi-bike owners. My wife has the Ninja 125, I currently own a ZX2, and of course the big ZZR1400. Now during this time we have encountered a few issues with being multi-bike owners. That's what we're going to discuss in today's video, guys and gals. If you are thinking about being a multi-bike owner in the near future, then hopefully this video will give you a little bit of an idea of what to expect. Let's jump right in. Yeah, owning multiple bikes, guys, I absolutely love it, especially when you have a variety of motorcycles, different classes, different sizes, different power outputs. Yeah, it's absolutely wicked, and I would recommend it as well if you are a biker and if you can afford it. Yeah, having multiple motorcycles just makes the hobby just ever more exciting and ever more interesting, especially when you consider that if you know that a bike is broken down for whatever reason, or it doesn't have an MOT, or it's not insured or something, that you actually have a spare motorcycle, a backup motorcycle that you can go to. It's pretty awesome having that versatility, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, hell of a lot of fun indeed. I mean, being a motorcycle journalist and enthusiast, I kind of course felt obliged to own more than one motorcycle, just for the variety of the content, you know, so we're not featuring the same bikes all the time. I mean, the funny thing is that even though we have 3 motorcycles that feature regularly on the channel, for me, I still don't think it's enough. Like today has been so bad for traffic, man, so bad. Go on. I don't know what it is, man, just around here it's just been bad, so bad. It's just a Saturday afternoon. I don't quite understand what all the fuss is about.
One eternity later.
So we're still in this traffic jam, guys and girls. No idea what the hell's going on, but yeah, we'll carry on with the video anyway. So the biggest issue that I have found owning multiple bikes is actually to do with insurance. For whatever reason, here in the UK, actually buying multi-bike insurance has been really hard. Yeah, it's been really difficult. Because comparison sites and all that, they don't actually give you multi-bike quotes. I've tried searching for multi-bike quotes, but they're just not around on comparison sites, at least. You need to call up the insurers to check that they actually do multi-bike policies before you even can commit, you know. You can look at a comparison site for a policy on a single bike, but that's it. And I've had it multiple times where I think, oh, that's a good price on insurance for a bike, but then all of a sudden they turn around and say, oh no, we can't do multi-bike insurance, sorry. And it just sucks, man. It absolutely sucks. See, insurance is a real pain, an absolute pain in the ass, especially if it's a new bike that you've got as well, because you're never ever going to be able to get the cheapest quote possible for that new bike on a multi-bike policy. Yeah, it's rubbish, man. Absolutely rubbish. So, I mean, that is for me the most not obvious issue when it comes to owning multiple bikes is the insurance for me. There we go, that's how we do it. Oh, blimey. Yeah, crazy today. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, so I mean, other obvious things are, well, the potential to just get bored. Like, you could end up having a favorite that you use all the time, but then the others kind of like, I don't know, they end up going down by the wayside because you don't ride them. That's actually an issue I haven't encountered yet. I do ride both the ZZR and the ZH2 regularly and interchangeably. You know, I don't deliberately try to alternate them whenever I ride, but again, it depends on the way I'm feeling, I suppose. was speeding up. I don't know if you guys caught that, but my voice went really high pitched then. That car's speeding up! Sorry. Yeah, I was on the gas there in 3rd gear, trying to get the overtake, and yeah, that BMW behind me started speeding up. Like, what? Why the hell would you do that, idiot, man? If you've got a massive gap, then just let people overtake you. Like, it's not that difficult, is it? Oh, it's a damage to your pride. Or some shit. Who knows? Yeah, it's getting bored of every bike apart from one. Could be a possibility, I suppose, if you do get to the stage where you are owning a significant number of bikes, say 5+ motorcycles. That might be when it starts to become a bit more of an issue. But then you've got the whole maintenance as well of the bikes. You got to maintain all of them. There's no getting around it. You have to tax them all. You've got to insure them all. You've got to keep them up to scratch. And that becomes even more of a problem if you don't ride them. You know, if you're not riding them, then you kind of feel like, well, what's the point in maintaining it if I don't ride it? You still have to service it every year. You still have to make sure that the tires are in good nick. You still have to look after it. That can be a lot of work. I find washing 2 motorcycles to be not too bad, but yeah, it's definitely more effort than just washing one. So it's certainly one of those things to consider. And I'm sure there's like a sweet spot for the amount of motorcycles that you own, and there's a point of diminishing returns when you have too many. That kind of thing. But I haven't got there yet. As inconvenient as it is with the insurance and maintenance and washing the bikes, it hasn't been that much of an issue yet. And the added cost of it isn't just the cost of the bike, the extra bike. It's everything else. It's all the other things on top of it. The fuel, the insurance, the tax, the maintenance. Again, it's a massive financial burden. And depending on the motorcycle, it could be more or less, you know. If you get a smaller bike, then yeah, it's probably going to be less money to maintain and all that. But if you get a bigger bike or a more expensive one, then obviously it's going to cost you more. So it's a bit of a balancing act here. But I haven't got to that point yet where I think, oh, I've got too many bikes. And I'm going to try and see where that point is. There's going to be a sense of pride and passion whenever you add another motorcycle to your collection, of course. But at which point will you actually start feeling whether or not it was worth it? Yeah, that's going to be the most interesting thing for me. Because yeah, I want to buy a trash bike or a dump bike at some point, just something I can rag around and basically try and break. As harsh as that sounds, just a motorcycle that I will try to break. And then if I do end up breaking it, then how I can fix it, and whether or not I can fix it. And yeah, just something I can have a bit of fun on, do some experiments for you guys. Yeah, I got a lot of plans for a trash bike, so hopefully in the near future we can look at getting one of those. Don't know what form it will take yet. I'm hoping like a Suzuki Bandit or something, but it could be a Yami Phaser or a, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, one of the issues that we also found with multiple bikes is storing them. I mean, we don't have a garage in our house. We basically bought a what's the word? A corrugated steel shed, and we built that, and that is our garage. I mean, it cost us 200-300 quid, something like that, but it cost us a lot in time and effort to build it. It wasn't a simple thing to build, unfortunately, but I mean, it works. It's waterproof, it keeps the bikes nice and dry. Yeah, it gets cold in there, of course, during the winter, but we're able to store up to 3 motorcycles in there. I currently only store the ZZR and the ZX in there just for ease of access, because my wife doesn't ride as much as I do. So we have the wife's motorcycle actually stored elsewhere on the property. But yeah, we get it out as and when we need it. But yeah, storage is bikes don't take up a lot of space, really. You know, but they do take up more space than you might think. If you're measuring things out, add maybe an extra foot, an extra 30 centimeters or so to the space that you think you're going to need, and then you'll pretty much be okay, because it's not the width of the motorcycle that's the issue, it's the width of the motorcycle when it's leaning over on its kickstand. That's the issue. Tell me, what do you guys think of the comparison video last week? I thought it ended up looking really good, despite how long it ended up being. I thought it turned out really well, especially because there's a lot of organization that went into that video, a lot of time and effort went into it, logistics wise as well. We had to plan it and organize it all, and I think we ended up doing a pretty good job on that one. But yeah, let us know what you think of that. It's the ZZR versus ZH2 comparison. It's a video that was a long time coming, because I mean, I've had the ZH2 now for a year, and yeah, we did have a few people that requested it. So yeah, hopefully you guys appreciate that video, especially because I can't imagine that there are that many people that are in the market for a ZZR1400 or a ZH2, you know, or a Hyper Sport or a Hyper Naked. You're kind of either in for one or the other, not for both. So yeah, I was conflicted about making that video because I didn't know if it was going to do all that well, but it seems to be doing okay so far, thankfully. So thank you ever so much to all of you who watched it and left a comment. And I know that a few of you have said about the 0 to 60 times and all that, and look, I'm going to reiterate, I'm not a racer of any kind, I'm not a drag racer, so I'm not going to be able to perform the best 0 to 60s on any motorcycle, anywhere near what the spec sheet says. So that's not to say that the motorcycles can't do it, it's just I can't do it. But the point of that 0 to 60 run was to see which one would be faster from an average rider. So if I do the same thing on both motorcycles, which would actually be faster? And it turns out they're pretty much the same in terms of 0 to 60 anyway. I'm sure that will change in the 0 to 100 or the quarter mile or something like that, but just keep that in mind, guys. I'm not a racer. Yeah, I'm just a street rider. So doing 0 to 60 isn't something I do every single day. You know, I like to get off the line quickly, yeah, but my priority is getting off the line quickly enough that I can get past all the traffic that's behind me, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, I know I've got a little bit of flack for that, but yeah, I do appreciate the feedback for sure. So thank you for that. Anyway, guys and girls, I've hit traffic again, so we're gonna call the video here because this isn't fun watching me ride around in traffic, is it? So thank you ever so much again for watching. Make sure to hit like, get subscribed, let me know what you think in the comments about what we've spoken about today. Are you a multi-bike owner? Well, let me know what your experience is, with insurance and all that. Because yeah, buying multi-car insurance is fairly easy. It's, for whatever reason, buying multi-bike insurance is next to impossible, unless there's something I missed or something obvious, which is a possibility. I probably missed something, but yeah, definitely let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we will catch you all in the next video, guys and gals. Have a good one.